Hi, I'm Matt Roy from Blue Ocean Benefits and Consulting. Today we're going to talk about pre-existing condition clauses. So first of all, what's a pre-existing condition clause? A pre-existing condition clause is a clause that says something that you had before, a pre-existing condition to the time that you got on the plan, is either limited or not covered at all. Also, what I said about the pre-X being, okay, we're going to have to edit. We're going to have to edit this. So I don't know where you're going to cut me on this because I lost my train of thought.
At the 5-minute mark.
I was losing my train of thought a few times there. Hi, my name is Matt Roy. I'm with Blue Ocean Benefits and Consulting. So today we're going to talk about pre-existing conditions. So what they are, what it is, and why it's so popular, why politicians and other people are talking about it. So quickly, pre-existing condition clause is something that if you have a pre-existing condition, it won't be covered if you buy a plan, or you can't get the plan at all. Okay, that's the idea behind a pre-existing condition. So if you don't have health insurance, you have a pre-existing condition, and you try to get health insurance, if there's no limitation on that, a carrier could say, no, we don't want you, or we won't cover that item. So the idea of a pre-existing condition is that you have pre-existing condition that they're going to have to pay out right away, so they're going to try not to cover it. So obviously there's been a movement among people to limit that, to say to insurance companies, you must cover people's pre-existing conditions. Well, the truth is most insurance companies will cover your pre-existing conditions if you enroll at the right time, if you enroll when you're eligible, if it's an ACA plan, an individual plan, if you enroll on January 1st, if it's your employer's plan, if you enroll right away, if you're covered by your spouse and your spouse loses their job and then you want to go on your employer's plan, that's almost always no pre-existing condition, even before the government stepped in and started controlling it. So really, what a pre-existing condition clause is, it's to prevent someone who has nothing wrong with them from waiting until something happens to them to buy their insurance. If they do that, and they only pay for their insurance when they need it, they go in, they get a surgery, then they drop it again, your premiums are going to be through the roof. The idea of insurance is you pay every month in case something happens. If the people who are sick are only paying for 3 months a year when they have something happen to them, or they save up and then they go on the plan and they get a surgery and then they get off, the prices will go out of control even worse than they are, and it won't happen. So a pre-existing condition causes to stop the cheaters. So then there's been a movement over the last 10 or 15 years to get rid of pre-existing condition clauses. Of course, then what happens? People can jump on the plan whenever they want, or with whatever conditions they have, and get them covered immediately. So actually what the ACA did, the Affordable Care Act, is it said, well, we're going to cover pre-existing conditions, but we're going to limit the open enrollment period to January only. So if you don't have insurance in March and you have something happen to you, you have chest pain, you really can't get a policy till January anyway. Even though they've removed the pre-existing condition clause, they've effectively resolved that problem in a different way, right? So number one about pre-existing condition clauses, it's a little bit of much ado about nothing. It's a lot of yelling and screaming about something that's still being handled a different way. Number two, it's not really nearly as common as people think. There was a late night talk show host who talks a lot about his young newborn child having a condition and he wouldn't have been able to get coverage if there was pre-existing condition. Well, I've never seen a newborn baby whose parents were covered not be allowed coverage, because that's a qualifying event. It's the first day of your life. Literally, you don't have a pre-existing condition, you just got here. The other thing that happens, 75% of people in 2018, and depending on what's going on, this number could go up and down, but for example, there's less polling about healthcare right now. There's more polling about gas prices as we film this video. So 75% of people believe that a pre-existing condition clause is an important part of their health plan. Okay, that was in 2018 by Kaiser Family Foundation, so KFF. If 75% of people agree on anything, that's why you hear politicians talking about it all the time. Anytime a politician could find something that 75% of us agree on, they're going to use it to their advantage. And so they are constantly talking about it, even though, as I said, a limited pre-X is a good thing because it keeps your prices down and it keeps the cheaters from being able to cheat. And I haven't really seen a pre-X cause a lot of trouble in many years. So that's just why you hear a lot about that. If you have any other questions, you can comment below. If you like the video, like and subscribe it. And Matt Roy, and we'll see you next time.